Now today our virtual visitor is a true champion, but before we introduce him, it is time to meet our host for today, our patient from the Queensland Children's Hospital. It is Holly. Good morning, Holly. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling about being a part of our virtual visit today?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
All right, well, what do you say we get this thing started and we introduce our special guest for today? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do it. Let's welcome today's virtual visitor.
Our guest today is the powerhouse from Perth, Ben Paulson. This year, Ben made history as the first ever winner of Australian Ninja Warrior, conquering the mighty Mount Midoriyama.
He's going to go for the buzzer. He hits it. Ben Paulson. He's done it.
As one of only 14 people in the world to complete this monumental goal, Ben shows that hard work and perseverance can turn the biggest dreams into reality. If you believe it, you will see it.
Hey, and here he is.
Hey, what an introduction that was, far out.
Gives
That
us
was
some
wild.
pretty
Thanks,
good
guys.
goosebumps.
It does, yeah, I know. Just watching that on TV, it brought back a few memories, a few positive ones. Yeah, it's good to be here, guys. Thanks for having me on.
So good to have you here, Ben. So Ben, meet Holly. Holly, meet Ben.
Holly,
Hey,
lovely to
Ben.
meet you.
You
How are you?
too.
And Lockie as well. Lockie, sorry you couldn't be here, brother. Would have been great to have you, but I'll do my best to answer the questions which you've sent over. I think it'll be fun. Mount Midoriyama was it was tricky. It took a lot of years of practice and dedication to even get there. Holly, is that something that you would you think you'd like to try and tackle the ninja course one day?
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool doing because it's all different sorts of your body that you have to work towards. It's not just one thing. You have to be good at a few different things, like speed and strength. So I think that would be cool.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think it's all about strength. They just go, yeah, you just got to be super, super strong because that's what you see on TV. For me,
Yeah.
I say it's actually about 70% mental. It's up here because you can be the strongest athlete in the world, but if you get there and you freak out, you're a little bit worried, all that training goes out the window. The analogy that I like to use is if I gave you a plank of wood 3 meters long to walk across on the ground, you'd be able to walk across that no worries. But as soon as you put that plank of wood 10 meters off the ground, it all of a sudden becomes terrifying. It's still the same plank of wood, but your mindset is different.
What made you get into Ninja Warrior?
There was a place that opened up in Perth called the Ninja Academy, funnily enough. And I walked in there one day and just started swinging around. And it wasn't amazing, but I wasn't terrible. I had some nice base strength, but my body awareness and coordination just wasn't quite good enough for ninja. So for me, it was like, here's an obstacle in front of me. I really just want to overcome that obstacle because it makes me feel really good about myself. And I can do that time and time again, and then come back a week later and there's new obstacles. And it's literally never ending. There's never ending obstacles to overcome, but I enjoy overcoming them because I learn so much every time I do it, and it helps me with the next one. And I just got addicted to that feeling. Next minute, 4 years later, I've won Australian Ninja Warrior. So it's been quite a journey. Yeah.
Do you have any other plans in the future for your job or anything like that? Right.
I still have plenty of days where I kind of wake up and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? It's this weird kind of zone of what do I do next? Because there was a part of me, Holly, which was actually afraid to win. And I know that might sound weird because you go, it's my life dream. Why would I be afraid to win something like that? But for me, I was aware that if I accomplished this really high peak at my age of 27, will I lose motivation for the sport and what will I do next? I wasn't too sure. I was almost afraid to lose that motivation. And so I've had plenty of days where I kind of lack that. I'm like, well, season 5 might be coming up. We might be filming in a few months. Should I start training for that? I've already won the show, what's the point? But for me, it's a much bigger picture, and I've realized that now. Even doing things like this, winning the show has given me this opportunity to speak to you, Holly, and to Pip and all the kids at the hospital. And for me, that's my motivation. is if I keep doing Ninja Warrior, I can keep doing things like this, and this is what brings me joy.
What about you, Holly? Do you have any big dreams or anything that you'd love to achieve?
I love to, like educate young people on fitness and stuff like that, and nutrition and all that sort of thing. I think that would be really cool because I didn't have that when I started off running, I think, just like the knowing about nutrition. So I think that would be really good. Or even just like run professionally, maybe go to a college in America, run some track there.
What was the hardest part for you with your sporting background? What do you think was the toughest part for yourself with the running and then staying motivated to keep pushing on and reaching that next level? I mean, was it the physical side? Were you just getting really fatigued, or was it something else? I mean, what was your drive? What did you have to push through in order to reach that next level?
My drive, I guess, was just like just remembering all the races that I've won, and then how happy I'd feel winning again, and just like that the pain I'm feeling now is temporary, but it will have such a better outcome if I just keep going and keep pushing. And just even when trainings got hard, like it always ended, and I always felt good after finishing it. And I knew if I didn't finish a training session, I'd feel worse than I did while struggling if I was in a hard session. And just knowing that, like, I enjoyed, like, puffing, working hard. It was something that made me work harder. It wasn't uncomfortable for me. So I just always felt motivated to do that because I knew it made me like put my mind on something else if I had a bad day or anything like that. So I didn't need a lot of motivation because I just enjoyed it already, but just knowing that, like, if I keep pushing, it will have a good outcome in my races.
It's really to have that foresight at your age is amazing. You know, the line that what you're trying to explain to me, the line I learned was to not let my feelings dictate my actions, but let my actions dictate the way I feel. So sometimes you might wake up and you go, I don't feel like running. And if you let those feelings dictate your actions, then you don't run. And you know that at the end of the day, you'll feel worse if you don't go for a run. Instead, you let your actions end up dictating the way you feel. So as you just said, you will just go for a run anyway, even if you don't feel like it, because you know that future Holly will be really, really grateful that you did it and you'll feel amazing after. And to have that foresight at your age you'll go very far. That's awesome.
So now I need to jump in and ask a question for Lockie. Lockie is a mad keen gardener. That's one of the things that gives him a really great state of mind when he's at home. So he wanted to kind of find out, did you have any kind of pro gardening tips?
So just start with something small, just buy some, even just a few just seeds, and whack it in there, and don't just go to the shop and buy everything on a shelf. Just buy whatever you're looking to achieve. And from there, learn as much as you can about that particular plant or fruit or whatever it is that you're growing. And that information that you'll learn from that one thing will actually translate really well over to the future plants and fruits and veggies which you might buy.
Hi Ben, I'm Sunny. I want to be a ninja just like you. Can you please tell me how you prepare for a big Ninja Warrior course just like Australian Ninja Warrior?
Well, Sunny, great question. First of all, Sunny, would love to have you as part of the Ninja Warrior team and squad. I think you'd become an awesome ninja as time moves on. I think, some advice for Ninja Warrior is to make sure that you fall in love with the process of becoming a ninja. If you just have the final goal of, I just want to become a ninja and have the title, then I feel like it's going to be difficult to get there. For me, it's about falling in love with swinging on monkey bars, moving around, jumping over things, because for me, it actually makes me feel like a kid again.
Hi Ben, my name's Connor. Here's a joke for you. What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck. Get it? Because it has flies in it. It stinks.
That was very good. It took me a moment to think. That was brilliant.
So Ben, do you have maybe a little message that you'd love to share with the kids before we say goodbye?
Yeah, of course. I think, for the kids and everyone that works there, we just to remind everyone that we all have ups and downs in life. And one of the lessons I learned is that we either win or we learn. We only lose if we don't try and take a lesson out of something that's gone wrong. So it's the same with Ninja Warrior. If something goes wrong, I try and learn something from it because it'll help me with the next time. And to just be okay with sometimes not being okay, because even someone like myself, I went through a lot of bullying as a child, and that really it hurt me. I suffered a lot from that, and as time went on, I dealt with a huge amount of anxiety in my early 20s. And times can be extremely tough. And to go from there, where I almost didn't want to get out of bed, to then climbing and conquering Mount Midoriyama only 4 years later, it made me learn the key. Patience is key. And sometimes I'll wake up and it's not a good day, but I'm okay with that now because I know it will pass and the next day will come. And if I just keep that mindset, eventually, before you know it, things can spiral in a really positive way, and amazing things can happen. So I just want to thank you guys for having me on. And it's been awesome. It really has. And I would love to come in person one day when that time comes. I think that would be great. And shout outs to Lockie. I know you couldn't be here, but I hope you're doing well, brother.
Yeah, awesome. Alrighty, guys, take care. See you next week for another virtual visit.